Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for February 2nd to the 16th. First, though, I want to talk about the short term. And that is, we're going to start here tomorrow. We have this low pressure system that will be developing here in the southern plains. And it will move across the south central U.S. and then track towards the East Coast and Northeast on Friday. So we'll take a look here. And the reason I'm focusing on this, because this is expected to bring strong, severe storms across some areas. Okay, the southerly flow around the system here will bring warm, moist air up from the Gulf of Mexico, fueling widespread showers and thunderstorms across the southern plains and Mississippi Valley. Conditions will be favorable for some strong, severe thunderstorms from East Texas through the lower Mississippi Valley today, and the potential for strong, severe thunderstorms could include damaging winds, hail, and perhaps a tornado. Okay, so that's the system here that we're talking about, and we're going to go to the Severe Storm Forecast Prediction Center, and this is where strong, severe storms are forecast. And we look at the update. The only change from this update was for a minor northward expansion of a slight risk into southeast Arkansas, where the warm front has progressed northward, where surface temperatures now in the lower 70s amid increasing boundary layer moisture. Like I said, moisture will be transported northward. This suggests surface-based storms will be possible amid the high helicity air already in place, with the associated risk of tornado and/or damaging winds. For additional details, and then it tells you to see the severe thunderstorm threat. Okay, so all right. In addition to severe weather threat, heavy rainfall will cause potential for isolated scattered instances of flash flooding from East Texas through the Mississippi River and the Ohio Valley on Friday. So that's as this system here, moves through the region, okay? And what thunderstorm impact the south central states. Cold air on the backside of the low pressure system will support wintry weather across New Mexico, Colorado, and heavy snow in the higher elevations. Okay, so we'll back it up a little bit. We'll go to Friday. And you can see we have some snow here occurring on the backside there, So there either could be some light snow or ice here across northern New York State into New England. All right? Okay, so now we're going to get to the forecast. And this is for the period, I'm getting my notes here, for February 2nd to the 6th. And we'll look at the period here. So what we have here is a strong ridge here over Alaska. We have a trough here over Western Canada in the northwest, zone of float above normal heights across much of the country. All right, we go to the end of the period, see what we're seeing here. We have strong negative height anomalies across the Greenland and much of Canada. Now, with that being said, the Arctic isolation, we'll take a look at that, and we'll go to the CPC. And we look at the Arctic oscillation, see it right here, is positive and is predicted to remain positive to neutral over the next 2 weeks, as height anomalies across the Arctic are currently negative, which I showed you right here. We'll go back to this map. Negative, well, they look like a little bit mixed here, but they're forecast to be negative and expected to remain mostly mixed to negative in the next 2 weeks. Now, on the other hand, we're going to look at the NAO. That's also positive, and that's what mostly negative height anomalies across Greenland, which I showed you, and the NAO is forecast to be positive to mostly strongly positive in the next 2 weeks, and height anomalies predicted to remain negative across Greenland. So I showed you that here. So with this, we have an Arctic air mass that will sink southward across the northern plains of the northern Rockies. We have a slow-moving upper low over the northwest. You can see it right here. And combined with a fast middle and upper level flow of energy will cause a prolonged atmospheric river event across northern California and western Oregon. So we'll take a look at that at the surface. And you can see here's our system here. Still moisture. Look at this. You can even see it on the map here. This moisture is being targeted into northern California, into Oregon, into the parts of the Rockies. And elsewhere across the nation, our broad cyclonic flow covers the Great Lakes to the northeast. Okay, we're going to look at the period for February 7th to the 11th. And we still have our positive height anomalies here. Positive height anomalies here with a zone of flow, trough here across much of Canada into the northwest. Some of the models show this trough slowly tracking eastward with time. So for this forecast period, I am calling for below normal temperatures here. For now, this will probably change by tomorrow, and more maybe below normal temperatures, with the anomalies near 6 degrees below normal, and above normal temperatures here with the anomalies close to 8 degrees or more above normal, mainly in this area here. And for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here and here. And the probability of occurrence is up to 40%. Below normal precipitation for most of the southeast, lower mid-Atlantic region. And the probability of occurrence is 35%. Now, we're going to look at the period now for February 12th to the 16th. To the 16th. We still have our trough here, maybe a little bit of cyclonic flow still across the Great Lakes Northeast. Most of the models are indicating this. However, we look at the GFS, that brings us a ridge here across southeast, resulting in above normal heights here across the region. Still have our upper low here, strong positive anomalies here. So for this forecast period, I am calling for below normal temperatures. Oh, I didn't finish this map. Below normal temperatures here with anomalies of about 6 degrees below normal, and above normal temperatures here with anomalies close to 4 to 6 degrees above normal. And for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here, probability of occurrence 40%, below normal precipitation forecast here, and for this region, probability of occurrence near 35%. Next on the list, we're going to look at the polar vortex. Okay, so let me see if I can get there now. What we're seeing here is a return of the polar vortex, probably later on in February, as we go into February. Okay, so we're going to look here. We're going to jump ahead of 182, 264 hours, and you start seeing it becoming stretched again. But it's more like on the European side, and we go to 348, and then it looks like it starts coming down towards the northeast later. It gets very stretched and oblong. So let me check something here. I gotta check ahead notes on my phone as I'm doing this. Let me see. Okay. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, what we had in the past, we had cold temperatures across much of the country in January, but it was warmer across Canada, and that's because of Canadian warming. All right. So February is about to start with the latest weather forecast indicating a very dynamic month for the United States and Canada. And then we have another polar vortex looms for the United States around the mid-month. And the continuous low-pressure systems over Canada help to initiate the large-scale cold transport from the Arctic into the United States. Also powered by the polar vortex in the stratosphere, I continue to see the presence of the low-pressure area over Canada in the forecast for February, but the forecast now indicates interesting core movement of the polar vortex in the stratosphere. I'd like to initiate another deep cold event around the mid-month over the United States. So as January slowly ends, we look for temperature to be below normal, but we have some analysis for January was colder than normal across the entire United States. But these anomalies don't show the full picture. It's just how cold some days of the month were. Several of the years or even decades past. So on the other hand, we see that Canada, which I told you was warmer, this expected pattern while the colder air was transported further south into the United States and to the south. So it is replaced by high pressure, warmer temperatures across Canada. And let me get to the forecast. Just bear with me. I'm running out of time. Okay. So with that being said, we have another stratospheric warming event that will probably be happening later on in February. Okay, that's it for now. That is the long-range weather forecast discussion for February 2nd to the 16th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.